Hello, viewers. Hello. Welcome back. We are back. I'm back with Cassandra The Golden Voice. She has a poem for us. Cassandra, welcome to the studios.
Thank you. Hello.
Yeah, what do you have for us today?
I have a poem called My Favourite Things.
Let it go.
There's plenty of them. Like the whoosh of the waves upon the shore, a sound I could listen to forevermore. Give me that beach house. The pale pastel colours of the dawn, a day full of promise with the morn. All the guys are going, hey, none of that. I haven't started yet. That's good, she hasn't started yet. The bright orange and red of the sun at day's end, colours hurtling skyward from our sunset friend. The rain on the roof, the wind in the trees, the high trilling of birdsong on a cool summer breeze. A multitude of flavours on my dinner plate, sips of coffee through the meal, and my tum-tum is now sated. Sated, that means full. A swim in the breakers, the waves on the shore. A swim in the breakers, a ride on a bicycle. I'm trying to rhyme things here. Paragliding down a valley in the morning light. To fly on silent wings, arms spread wide, my spirit sings, floating on a cushion of air. Oh, the thrill, as little birdies fly past with a startling shrill. Eek! Sorry all. Morning Glory, lovely name. It's a flower, a plant, grows up, is a pretty mass of mauve flowers on a vine, growing over things, pink and mauve together. Morning Glory on a fence, history books which tell old stories and make them present tense. In other words, they bring, excuse me all, pause while I get the next page, they bring it all to life as though it just happened in the here and now. The silvery sparkle of the air after a rainstorm has come through, puddles glistening diamond bright, as though the day is now brand new. Thick fluffy white clouds against the blue of the sky. Dragonflies, I'll explain dragonflies in a minute. Dragonflies are not real dragons. Dragonflies in a garden, birds flying high, and always so purposeful they are, a set destination, from here to there, no hesitation. Soaring through an ocean of space, expanding to infinity. To the end of the universe, one can almost see infinity. Well, that's all you get. Can't rhyme infinity, except with infinity. Tain't my fault. Speaking of dragonflies, hang in, wait a minute. Dragonflies, can we zoom in on this, please? Dragonflies, can you see? Everybody zoom in on your phones. That's a dragonfly. I have to drew it out of a book. Right, all right, dragonfly. We can't. All right, there, dragonfly, there you are, that's a dragonfly. I think they're around the world, you'll probably recognise that, thank you. All right, speaking of dragonflies, we were, you ask? Well, yes. When I lived in another house many years ago, I would sit at the back door, and every afternoon, without fail, that means always, every afternoon, a dragonfly, a 2-inch long, 6 centimetres, for them what's in Europe, green insect with long thin body and 2 sets of transparent wings, could see through them, which eats other insects. And no, that came out wrong. Allow me to rephrase it. The dragonfly, not its wings, ate the other insects. One could set one's watch by that dragonfly, come 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and there it was zooming around, checking out its territory, wings turning this way and that as it changed from one direction to another, second by second. So athletic and graceful. He was like an acrobat. Hang it all. He was like an acrobat. Megan. Wait a minute. Hey, what's happened here? He was like an acrobat in midair, above the ground. Then he disappeared around the corner of the building again until the next day. I should have just held in my hand, really. Now look. Now, it was a quarter of a century ago or more, but I've always remembered him. I love that dear little fellow. He would be celebrating his 25th at the least birthday now. Should he live so long? They say that nothing ever dies as long as there is even one person left to remember it. I've remembered it, and now, YouTubers, you remember it. For all time. Isn't it wonderful? What was that? Well, that's lovely, YouTubers. Talk about being grateful. Not. Well, I have only one thing to say to all of yours, with a pause. The American Southerners reckon they gave the English language a new word, you all. Got to say to more than one person, you all. Well, Australia gave the English language our version of that, yows. As I said before I rudely interrupted myself, I've only one word to say to all of them, yows, yeah, and P.S. That's the last dragonfly anecdote, story you'll ever get out of me. Hey, what's all that cheering and applauding? Watch this space. Back to favourite things. Squelch. Explain. Oh yes, that was my note to myself. Explain the squelch. You like when you put a boot on that's all wet, you go, that's squelch. It's the squelch of mud between bare toes. Oh, I love that. You don't get it too often. I know, childish. Oh, I know. The squelch of mud between bare toes. The favourite of spring blossoms to one's nose. Beehive hairdos. Remember the beehive hairdos? Buffon hairstyle back in the 60s? Oh, I love them. And 1940s hairstyles from the past. Images that will linger in my heart. Images that will last. If it's good and worthy then, it's good and worthy still. Who dare say the God with the Wind is dated and old-fashioned after 197,000 years? And does not stand up now, does not stand the test of time. When you hear the bell ring, come out fighting. In the immortal words of any boxing referee, it's good for all time, and that's it. Many syllable words, small, 1 syllable. Little, 2 syllables. Teeny weeny, 4 syllables. Incomprehensibility. How many syllables? Okay, everybody, incomprehensibility. How many syllables? Everyone's going. No. Dramatic pause here as everyone madly. That long. My 8 syllables. 8 syllables. 8. Oh, I love long syllable. I love long syllable words. Multisyllabic, we call that. Multisyllabic. Many of them. My grandmother used to call long words bone crushers because they were so large they could crush bone. I was once writing a story and every second word was 3 miles, 5 kilometres long. I was in 17-syllable bone crusher heaven. Chocolate. I love chocolate. Cuteness. Anything in a movie or a book that is cute. Ants on the kitchen prep board. This is me. This is going back to the past years. Going back 34 years or more. 30 or 40 years. Ants on the kitchen prep board. A small pool of sugar water at one end. Don't ask. And a tiny ant had come out from under the skirting. Yeah, the skirting around the prep board. That line around the prep board. The wall and the prep board. That's the skirting. Call it the skirt, like skirting. Like what you get on the wall and the floor, the skirting. A small, tiny ant come from under the skirting and discovered it and had discovered the pool of sugar water which I put there, and had rushed. Hang in, wait a minute, I've got to get on one. And had rushed to tell all of its sister ants, they are generally female, who had been sipping for hours. Again, don't ask. They thought all of their Christmases had come at once. They were in sugar water heaven. All was stillness and hush. Stillness and hush, and small sipping bodies. Suddenly, a tiny latecomer ant came hurtling out from under the skirting. She was terrified that she would miss that lovely sugar water. It was afternoon, late in the day, and her whole body language just screamed. I'd been on nursery duty, looking after the baby ants for hours, and I just couldn't get away. It was the cutest thing I ever saw in my life. Paper tissues. So wonderful an invention. The person who thought of them ought to get a medal. Oh, in the old days, BPT, before paper tissues. If you did not want to throw away good expensive handkerchiefs, you had to make sure they were perfectly clean in order to use them again. That's snot. Oh, I'm going to explain that. No just throwing them in the washing machine. So Mum used to boil them in a cooking pot. Well, a separate cooking pot. One day I went at the kitchen, seeing a pot of something boiling on the stove. I asked, "What's for dinner?" And I lifted the lid. Snot soup. Suddenly, all those on YouTube are going, gag.
Okay, just a second, please. Sorry.
Yeah.
We're just going to take a short break.
Oh, we're going to take a short break. All right.
Right back with part 2.
After the commercials.
What is the Commercial.
They're having a commercial break now.
A commercial break. Okay, I like that. What's the title of the poem again?
My favourite things.
My
Favourite things.
favorite things.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to get the part 2
All right.
right after this break. Thank you.
All right. Okay.